Hey, I am back. I had a few technical issues in that my charger wasn't charging, but it was all sorted now. So let's the show begin. So I was only a couple of minutes into my thing, so I'll just start from the beginning. To make more sense. So tonight's episode of my podcast or video, wherever you're watching it, is all about would you know if your dog has arthritis? And this is something that I'm very passionate about because I've got dogs with arthritis and I've had dogs in the past with arthritis. And a lot of people do consult me to help with their arthritis for themselves or their dogs, and so it's something I'm very passionate about. And I started I'm sort of halfway through the canine arthritis management advocate level 1 because I wanted to make sure that I was up to date with all my information, and I wanted to see if there's anything else I could add into my consultations. And I was pretty up to date with a lot. But there's extra stuff that I've actually learned that's been really useful. So I'm actually tweaking the way I'm doing my arthritis consultations because I wanted to add in more. So we're going to be covering more things like obesity and exercise tips, which although I already did, I've got more handouts for you and things to make it a really sort of cohesive package. And you're going to get an extra follow-up and things like that because I realized that actually I think I need to be doing more to support owners with arthritis. So the price unfortunately is going to go up, but if you book in for an appointment before February, you'll still get it at the same price, but you'll get all the extras as well. So I've done it like that. So for those of you who don't know me, I am Dr. Helen. I'm an A&E doctor and an advocate for integrative wellness, as well as an animal aromatherapy specialist. And I love to use essential oils to support the health and well-being of myself and my pets and help educate people to do the same, whether that's for their family, whether that's human or animal. So if you like what you're listening to, please hit the follow button or the subscribe button, depending on what platform you're on, so I can carry on creating more content. And let me know in the comments what you want to know about. So would you like to get essential oils into your life, or for you or your pets? So why not book in for a free chat with me or come to one of my classes to find out how essential oils can support you. Or maybe if you've got oils but you don't know how to use them best for either your health or your pets, that's okay too, because I do general overviews and full consultations depending on your needs. So drop me a message and we can chat about what's best for you. And I've got an arthritis class coming up at the end of the month. So do either go to the link going across the bottom of the screen and events, or if you're on Facebook, just pop to my events tab. But it's a bit hard to find that now. I'm finding Facebook making some changes. So would you know if your dog has arthritis? Now, the signs can be very subtle and your dogs can be very, very good at hiding it, which is a bit of a problem. And canine arthritis is actually a leading health concern, and it's a leading cause of euthanasia as well. Canine arthritis management has this fabulous hashtag that says hashtag your dog more years. And I would also add into that you want, although we obviously want our dogs to live as long as possible, so we want them to have a really good quality of life. And so we need to look at it in a very multifactorial. And as I said, arthritis is a bit of a passion. So I've got 2 dogs that are diagnosed with arthritis. Okay, I've got my little Evie, my little Springer Spaniel, my Pockety Rockety, who has arthritis very badly in her left hip, but also spinal spondylosis as well. And then I've got my Rowan, who's got hip dysplasia in his left hip. And I've also got 2 other dogs that I suspect have got arthritis, although Seren had normal x-rays, and Maz actually hasn't had x-rays, but he had a shoulder injury when he was in Afghanistan. He's my bilateral amputee, and it would make sense that he has arthritis. So he hasn't actually had x-rays, but it doesn't really change my management because I know that he's got a problem there. So he hasn't actually had x-rays. But as I said, Seren had normal x-rays. And this is what's quite scary, is because you can actually have normal x-rays and then still have arthritis. And dogs as young as 6 months can have arthritis. And so it is very important that you do handle things in a sort of a multi faceted approach, and think outside the box, especially if you've got a dog with any kind of sort of behavior problems as well. And I'll go into that in a bit. But here's some not so fun statistics for you. 80% of dogs over the age of 8 have arthritis. Okay, so statistically speaking, if your dog is over 8, they probably do have arthritis, even if you don't know about it. And 20% of those actually don't show any signs, which is really, really concerning. And the latest studies show that 35% of all dogs have an arthritis, no matter what their age is. And I said they can have it as young as things like 6 months. It's scary. That is what they're seeing. So when my dog Evelyn had arthritis, I was really, really gutted. She comes from great stock. She's a purebred Springer. She comes from a great breeder and trainer who uses his dogs on shoots and things like that. And no one else out of his dogs has been troubled in this way with arthritis. And I know other people who've got her litter siblings and also dogs from his line, and they're all fine. So I was really gutted. And my older dog that I had when I first got Evie had really bad arthritis in her paws. And so I was very conscious that I'd done a lot of things wrong with Treacle, letting her throw the ball, let her jump out the Land Rover and things. And so when I got Evie, she was never allowed to do all those things. We do a little bit of ball throwing, but it was never to the excessive. It was with Treacle, because I did it to excess before I realized that it was bad for her emotions and also her physical health. And I always have this joke with Evie, because she's always been carried out of the Land Rover. Evie is a princess and has to be carried. And that's what I say to her every single time I pick her up out the Land Rover. I pick her up to put her in, and unfortunately she's still got arthritis. So it is actually one of those things. Now, there are many signs that could indicate that your dog's got arthritis. So do pop to my blog post on this, because I've got a graphic there. But it could be behavior changes. They could be sound phobic. They could be panting, loss of appetite, less tail wagging because they might have spinal problems, difficulty going to the toilets. This was a bit of an eye opener, that if your dog sort of has a poo and a little bit of poo and then another bit of a poo and then another bit of a poo, that could be a sign that they're arthritis, because they can't stay in the same place. They may want to sleep more. They may be slowing down on walks. You may just think, oh, it's because they're getting old, but actually it could be arthritis. Changes to temperament, stiffness. I see this a lot working as an A&E doctor in pediatrics. Kids are getting bitten because their dog's getting older and they're going to touch them. It's because your dog's in pain a lot of the time. Arthritis is very, very painful. And although we know that, it doesn't stop it being painful. So we need to do stuff to help. And like I said, people often think that they're just slowing down, and people don't always know what to look for. And this is stuff I'm going to go over in more detail in my class as well. But it is very it's very important that you look at your dog through different lenses throughout what they're doing. And it might be just as simple, like with my dog Maz, I give him an extra water bowl so he hasn't got to go out to the kitchen. And I just adjust things and have like little pillows for him. So again, if you go onto my website, my blog post, there's a graphic there from Canine Arthritis, which is what they call the CAM factor, and it looks at different things like behavioural and physical changes and factors. So I've got a few top tips to help your dog. So whatever their age, don't let them go overweight. This is really key. Keep them exercise varied and no repetitive ball throwing. Get rid of those chuckers. Feed a good diet. Raw is best, but if you can't do best raw, add at least some fresh foods such as berries, which are a superfood, good old broccoli, as well as fresh meat, but avoid chicken because it's a pro-inflammatory food. Add omega-3 fish oil to their diet, so 1,000 milligrams per kilo, 10 kilograms of body weight. Once a day. Add Capaba twice a day, 1 drop over 10 kilograms or a toothpick under 10 kilograms. And so all dogs, any age, Capaba, because it works on the endocannabinoid system. So very, very good for musculoskeletal health, because the musculoskeletal system has all the CB2 receptors. So some of my favorite oils to support arthritis, I've already said omega-3 and Capaba, but also Aromatouch to apply topically. Turmeric, and also DDR Prime, which is rich in antioxidants. So I'm going to be covering a lot of this in my class at the end of the month. We're going to be looking at massage, play, exercise, essential oils and supplements, and so much more. And it's really important that you have this multimodal approach and you look at lifestyle changes around the home, what you feed them, what you exercise them, therapies such as physiotherapy, massage therapy. You may need to also give medication, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's very useful to do pain trials, and if you do a pain trial, you should be doing that for a 4-week period in order that you can see if it's having an effect, because it won't always just happen within a few doses. And in actual fact, Serendipity Doodah's on a Metacam trial, and she's about 3 weeks in at the moment, because I wanted to see if there was anything else I needed to do for her. And so far, I'm kind of on the fence as to whether it's made any difference. So there is all these things. And obviously, if you want to book in for a consultation, we can discuss that in more detail, or just drop me a message and find out. But do come to my class and check it out, because we're going to be covering this in a lot more detail. So I hope that's given you a bit of an idea. We're going to be doing a series of these little ones on arthritis because I'm so passionate about it, because I think there's so much we could be doing as dog owners, as dog professionals, to support your dog, and also your cats. Don't forget other animals get arthritis as well. So if you've got any comments or questions, drop them in the box below or wherever it is. And don't forget, please hit the follow or the subscribe button so that I can carry on creating more content as well. So stay safe, everyone. Stay well. Don't forget, pop to the link in my bio, which is www.thehealthfuldoctor.com/WPW links. Stay safe, stay well, everyone. Bye.